Yeah. I'm very lucky that I think they do see that, and they're like, they just pledge, and they want to support. And that still, shocks me every time someone's like, dude, like I want to, when someone's it becomes a Patreon and says, dude, thank you so much for the content. I'm like, bro, you just gave me like fucking $10 this month. Like, thank you. What the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shocks me that they're giving me money and then saying thank you. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It's a huge shock to me. And it's so humbling, because it's like, wow, like some of these people really do want to support what I do. And it's an honor to have that. People just want to back you no matter what. And that's also a driving force that keeps me pushing. Again, like YouTube it's not YouTube's fault. I don't like blaming YouTube. Like the publishing companies and how YouTube system works, regardless of how it works, like, yeah, my videos, even if they all get demonetized, as long as I can somehow monetize other things to get by, like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going, because that's just what I love doing. And yeah, it's part of what I need to do every day, because I love it so much. Like, it's weird. It's like a cycle. It's an addiction pretty much. But it's a healthy one. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I'm sure a lot of your fans appreciate that. And I mean, hence, them pledging. When I first saw your tiers, I think they're like $1, $3, and $5. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's.
I do not remember. Yeah, I do know. I don't know when you saw. I had a few iterations of it. So yeah, there's like 1, 3, 5, 10, and then again 25. Which I do not expect anybody to give me fucking $25 a month, dude. Like, dude, go buy Netflix or something. Like, why? But I put it on there because people asked for it. They're like, dude, like, I want to like pledge you a good sum of money because I want this specific perk. I'm like, dude, like, all right, I'll put it on there, but like, again, like, go buy Netflix instead or something. Like, I don't know, right? But yeah, no, it's a shock to me still when stuff like that happens.
Oh man, like, I mean, what did you expect when you first started to set up your Patreon account, and then like, how did you feel when like the first person pledged? Like.
Oh, it was a great feeling. Again, like when I started setting it up, I was like, no one's gonna want this shit. And I did have to go through a few iterations, and I'm very fortunate that every time I've taken that risk and tried to change things on there to make it to what I saw would be better for everybody. Again, what better to me is giving my people more value, essentially, like my followers, my subscribers, whatever the fuck, giving them more value than what it had before. That to me entails a better perk without them losing anything, only getting something more. And it's been great that every time I've done those iterations, it has shown a huge increase in people wanting to join and the community on there growing for me. So yeah, I've just been super fortunate to have that. And yeah, when I got my first Patreon, I always like, Jesus, like, why? Like, are you giving me $5? Like, this is a subscription. Go buy WoW time or something, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but people really like it. And again, my whole goal with my Patreon, which I based on what I've seen from a lot of other creator Patreons, is I want it to be a service first that is worth the money, and then my brand comes after. Like and I get to support Nik. Oh, and I'm doing this also because it's Nik's perk, right? I don't want that to ever be the reason why somebody subscribes or is my Patreon or anything. I don't want that to be the sole reason. I want that, like, my brand and the supporting factor to be the afterthought. That's like, oh, plus that happens, to be like, make them feel even better about doing it, right? But I always want whatever it be, whether it be, on Patreon, people pledging something, I want them to get their money's worth. I want them to actually be like, oh, that's a sick as fuck perk. That's worth that amount of money. I'm going to pay that before anything else comes, regardless if it's, who cares who it's from. I just want the service to be good. And I stand by the same thing with my content. I go into every video thinking that I don't want my brand to be the reason this video gets traction. I want it to be the afterthought that helps push it. I want the video to get traction because it's a good fucking video. It's a good idea. It's a good cover. It's a good reaction that adds value to people's lives. And then the afterthought is, oh my God, plus Nik's doing it. I love that. You know what I mean? So I think that has given me an actual pretty good edge, because I just do not see that process being done in a lot of different people's Patreon. A lot of it's like, just donate to me. And I'm like, why would, like, I get it, like, and people will donate for $5 because they just want to support the person. But again, I'm like, no, like, you're gonna fucking get something for $5. I don't just want your money for nothing. You're gonna give me $5. I'm gonna give you something awesome for it, and plus you're supporting me because of it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think people actually see that and feel that, and I think because when you do something, you know, with like a genuine intention, people do see it, and I think that one way or another that kind of contributes to why people want to actually pledge to your Patreon. And it's amazing how you always think of, you know, what other people would get before you think of what my brand would get, because with no disrespect to any, you know, personalities out there, you do see a certain level of vanity when it comes to producing the content. You know, it's, even if it's a collaboration, you know that it's always about pushing the brand first, you know. I mean, even if it's like you can kind of sort of tell if it's like collaboration, they put their videos first, they have like 10 volumes, but they're always the first clip, and you know, the preview always has them. So I think with you it's very, very different, where people genuinely feel that the content created, it's far from being existing for you. It's always for the viewers, and then after that, then it's about you, you know. And I think people actually feel that, and that kind of contributes to the fact that, you know, it's, I mean, that kind of makes your content good content, if you get what I mean, because vanity and, you know, all that self-centered intentions get pushed aside first, and the content, what really matters, comes first. And I think people actually see that. So you know, really thank you for that. And to be honest, like, I've learned a lot from your channel. I've watched a lot of your videos, and your video, I think you're like one of the first personalities that I've watched when I picked up the guitar again, and you know, and I've subscribed ever since, and you know, I've been enjoying. And then when you got on Instagram, I got like really excited, and then it's kind of interesting as well to see, like what you said, like you actually use Instagram in a different way than others do, because a lot of people use Instagram as like a platform where they promote what they're doing elsewhere. Like, you know, oh, like do this, and then like the link in the bio or swipe up. And yours is more like, it could just be like a silly photo of you doing something silly, you squatting on the floor with your bottle, and people will just comment and say like the dumbest shit ever that just makes your day, you know.
And I love that, and that's where, again, where my brand does excel is when, and I use it more as a marketing thing, is like, because when it comes to pictures or someone wanting to click on the video, just when it comes to the picture, that's where I'm like, no, my face has got to be in there, because that's where my brand is good. I'm very lucky with how I've built my brand to have that value, which is awesome, right? And I definitely utilize that in Insta. But again, my whole point is I always make sure that content is backed by it, no matter what, regardless. And when it comes to, again, something I'm actually offering in terms of like a paid thing, it's like, no, then my brand completely takes the fucking backseat. My brand is the thing that helps push after, but it's always that fucking content first. Even though, again, sometimes I might use like an Insta photo and people might dislike it because they see my goofy ass face. That's definitely me being like showing my brand, but it's still got to be kind of funny in my own way, right? I'm not just going to take a picture and it has nothing to do with anything and just be like, people are going to like this just only because it's me, you know, just sitting there. Like, that's it, right? I won't expect that, because again, it has to have some kind of fun content or stupidity to it that gives people that chuckle or just that laugh or even that educational purpose, mixed in with the brand at most. Because if not, then I know that's how brands die. Like, it's just, if you just utilize your brand for everything, you're not going to grow and continue to grow, because you're just going to kind of squeeze out all of that value in your brand that's there. And then when the value is all done with and people are sick of just the brand, well, then you're fucked and you're behind everybody, and then you kill your brand like that. So I never want that to happen. So yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of explains why, you know, your followers have been growing, you know, literally by the day, you know. So and it's because people see that you actually put a lot of thought in the content that you produce, and I think that's kind of cool. I mean, the fact that people comment on every fucking thing you put on is kind of cool, and that really adds value